people. Why they get offended so easy? Throw a pair. Just take it and move on. Yo, Fluffs, what's up? It's good to see you guys. Thank you all for coming. I'm glad you could make it. Vicky, good to see you. Do you have PJ Group Chat?
Oh, good. That's still fine. Jesus still loves us.
Hey, man. Michael Korn, what's up, Peter Fabian? How you guys doing? And we are live, I think. Yo, Fluffs, what's up? It's good to see you all. Tonight's going to be a very triggersome stream for some people. We've already been having some triggered numpties like Sean Hawkins coming in.
You know, Flatlined, both you and Dave are just...
Get out of my pocket!
You are too much of a coward.
And Craig, if you beat the fallacy king.
You stupid woman.
That's gonna be an interesting one tonight. Yo, Fluffs, what's up? It's good to see you all. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you could make it. We do have Michael Korn. Good to see you back, man. He feels like a chicken coop now. But it's good to be here. It's you, Al, PJ, Dave, and Jeff. How you guys all doing?
Oh, great, man.
Brilliant.
Hey, Michael, it looks like you've built your shoulders up, man. That week of work has done you good. It looks like your shoulders have rounded off and everything. Done a bit of lifting, dude.
I'm like, backside.
Yeah, doing that.
But it's good to see you guys. Good to see everybody in the YouTube land and on TikTok as well. Please hit the likes, share the show. It really, really does help the show to get out to a wider audience. So everybody's liking the chat from last night with Veritas. A lot of mixed feelings on what's going on and all these intentions and whatever. But I think it was a good conversation, to be honest. Yeah, we're going to carry on. Hopefully tonight actually go through the video we wanted to go through.
Can I comment from what I was watching?
Yeah, please do.
I've just literally been watching it this afternoon because I've been on catch up because I've been away. And he's got a lot of anti-flat earth influence in him. You know, the things he was saying. I'm sorry, but the things he was saying aren't like I thought when I were coming into this. Do you know what I mean? And he claimed he didn't have no bias and that, but no.
He claimed he had no bias at the same time as saying this. Of course, everybody's got a bias, so you'd be on the fence. There was contradictions there in what he's saying, without a doubt.
There was something not right about him, man. I like to think I'm a good judge of character, but that guy's dishonest.
Okay, guys, I just don't want to speak about the specifics. Can we please stop talking about the topic that I'm here to discuss? Please, please. I'm here to speak about literally anything else than flat Earth. Come on, man. Come on.
I don't think he's meaning to be dishonest. I still think he's cognizant, as you say, is definitely influenced by the anti-flat Earth side. So he's definitely got that dishonesty flair towards him, the way he speaks, especially because he doesn't want to answer questions.
For instance, when Sov asked him, what, when Sov said, what do you observe in that? And it was silent, he didn't say a word.
It was about
what I mean? That were a right eye-opener.
Disingenuous.
And then he goes on to, I believe this, I believe that, but all that bollocks, but he in reality, he does not go out and observe a globe, and that silence admitted that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I had to make that short. It was very telling that there was nothing. And what was more telling to me was, instead of actually being able to bring something up, comes and I wonder if we should be talking about this, if it's worth it. You understand? That tells you. Yeah. Thank you, Roger Label. Good to see you, man. Thank you for your $5 super chat. Says ready for 8 hours of fun. Woohoo!
Well, Roger.
Well, yeah, I don't think we can do 8 hours tonight, but thank you for the chat.
I can't wait till we get to the flat earthers or Nazis part. That one's a banger.
Wow. Yeah, like I said, I still haven't seen anything of this, so it's gonna be.
I know it's fine. It's absolutely wild. It's like, okay, so for the flat earthers to justify the mass conspiracy, they need the Jews. It's so funny.
You judge.
And then he shows flat Earth memes next to like Nazi propaganda, and they're like, "You guys, they're like the exact same."
Yeah, okay.
That's a bit weird.
It's wild. The best part of the video.
But this is where we ended off last night. So we're gonna take it from here, and then we'll see where it gets us to. Okay, let's try this out.
Are at best uneducated and closed-minded, and at worst mentally ill. Why give them any attention or platform their paranoid delusions? Listening to these debates would infuriate me. None of these people are interested in rational discussion. I feel my IQ dropping 10 points every time they speak. No thanks.
Stop.
The third kind of response I get is that of skepticism.
Stop.
I don't think your IQ can drop when it's already at like 0.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Is he really saying that and hiding behind it?
Yeah.
Last night when we asked him about this, he said these are 4 arguments that he gets from people.
Why didn't he clarify that?
Sounded very personal to me.
It does. It does.
So yeah, it's just weird that he says he would take someone else's arguments for it rather than, you understand, it's weird. But I do think it hits him more personal that he's trying to let off.
Yeah. Well,
definitely.
Did you not see him like pulling his shirt about and writhing about in his chair? Like, did you see all that?
Yeah, and like all like the breath stuff, like like all the time.
It looked like he got ants in his pants. Honestly,
I'm always watching the body language. I'm always watching the body language. That's why I said I would love to play poker with some of these guys, man. They have a tell. You even got the Soy Lodge twitches his nose like a freaking chipmunk. You know?
The Soy Lodge, that's amazing. The Soy Lodge.
Every time someone asks him, someone's like,
yeah,
crazy weird stuff.
I know.
Okay, guys, ready to go on?
Wait, there can't really be people that actually believe the Earth is flat. I thought this was all a meme. No mature, educated adult in 2024 could possibly be this ignorant. None of these people actually believe this stuff. They're just desperate for attention and want to be contrarian. Are you sure they're not just trolling?
I want to
and the
comment
fourth
on that
and
as
final
well.
kind of response is, well,
I want to comment on that as well, because we all know that when we speak about flat Earth, we get attention, but it's not nice attention.
Definitely not.
You know what I mean? Why would you? I mean, I could walk away from it altogether, from comments you get. You know, you're a moron. You're just dumb. You're a science denier. Your mum slept with your dad. Blah blah blah. They go on and on and on. Why would you put up with that?
See, I can tell somebody who is new to the flat Earth argument just by the shit that they present. Now, when they just presented that rocket from that daredevil, he wasn't trying to prove a flat Earth with that. He was just doing a stunt.
Yep.
That was all. But they like to
He wanted money. He wanted funding.
This guy killed himself trying to prove the Earth is flat. No, that's not what occurred.
It was a total misrepresentation. He was doing it so he can get flat Earth out there. He was using it as a publicity for flat Earth. He wasn't doing it to prove, oh, if I could see curve. I mean, how high did he go? He didn't go high enough, and he knew that. So, yeah.
You can go as high as you want. You're not going to see no curve.
Of course.
Mhm.
Of course.
But yeah.
If you've got tears in your eyes, you might see a little bit of curve, but that's about it. You know what I mean?
well.
You ever seen the Earth curving? Me neither. You know why? It's because the Earth is flat.
Is that Jet the asshole?
The asshole.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, let's go. My favorite flat Earth YouTuber.
And it doesn't spin.
I don't like him.
Snap, Michael.
I don't like him,
He's
but
like Dell, but like even worse.
no, I don't like him, but it was funny when he were offering.
Dick sizing competitions.
know,
When
whichever.
he
That was
when he
funny.
said, I challenge you to a fight the flat Earth, and I seen a community post from Craig saying something like, "Jake the asshole wants to fight me, but I'm disabled. Can anybody stand in for me?" They were like, even disabled, you'd brave this idiot.
Oh, man.
Absolutely, bro.
Roger Little, thank you for another $2 super chat. Said, this is a hit piece. He is a bastard. Thank you very much for the super chat, man. You rock.
You big bastard.
Roger, you bastard.
Well, speaking of Dell, you want to quickly show that
Yeah, you
the
can show it if you want.
demonstration? Yeah, I would love to. Let's see if I-
Impossible.
You can narrate over it though, like.
I'm gonna see if I can get up quickly. Yeah. No, I don't need to narrate. You said perfect. Because this is just another demonstration that push and pull are two different things.
You know, this thing, I was thinking about this with the curve. You know, if you actually believe that water can curve around the earth as a ball and assume its shape, then you would also have to believe that the water would mimic the topography that's underneath of it. In other words, everywhere that there was a valley underground on the ground, there would be a valley. And everywhere that there was a mountain or a hill, it would have to follow that contour. That makes as much sense as water forming into the outside of anything else. I mean, that's
problem is most topography under the sea is flat. You know, them abyssal plains and that.
So I just want to get it big quickly.
Water should actually be flat in more places than.
I've often thought that sort of, though, the way they think, if you put a curve, an arch at the bottom of a swimming pool, there would then be a curve on the surface of the water.
Right.
That's the way I always thought they see it. You know what I mean? But that's how it should work in their model. It should. You're right. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. You guys can see this?
Yeah.
False.
Okay. Watch the destruction of Dell once again. Sorry, Dell. Well done, by the way, Michael.
You're welcome.
So we've all seen Dell's video. You play a force, a pushing force, and you move the matter. And you apply a force, a pushing force, and you move matter. Now Dell's saying when you pull,
I love this
the
part.
force is still pushing. But what about this? If I grab it like that and I exert a force, I'm pushing that
I must say
way,
you're pushing that
and
tin
I'm
with
pushing that
great
way.
force.
But it don't move because I'm pushing equally, so it stays where it is.
Exactly.
You can see that I'm exerting force on both sides of that can because it's dinted. But what about this Dell? I'm pushing force that way, and it's not moving. But what if I exert a pulling force and I start pulling it that
Well
way?
done.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Well
exactly
done.
what I said,
Where's
Michael.
the force on that side that can?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the pushing force? No dent.
Absolutely. Well done, Michael.
I'm just pulling.
Wow,
Brilliant.
that's mad, you know, Michael. Because when he did that, when he was talking about it that night, and I said I understand what he's talking about because the knot is tied around the back of the loop, and the pressure is on that at the back of it. So it's the same as a pushing force. But I said you can grab something from the side and pull it that way. So you demonstrated exactly what I was on about. That's brilliant, man.
Imagine like super gluing some string to the side of that can and then pulling it.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And with Flats's demonstration, there was no pressure or force. There was no pressure or actual physical touching whatsoever. It was static, and it pulled the paper towards the ruler. There was no touching at all. There was no pressure at all.
Yeah, but that's what I was trying to tell him. There is measured pulling forces. Okay?
Gosh,
They're different than pushing forces.
Well,
The funny thing is, I'm getting a lot of attack from even people that don't support Dell, telling me I'm wrong for some odd reason on this.
When I worked on railway, right, when you change track, you cut into it's called continuous welded rail. So when you cut into it, it goes boom because it's stretched. So when you replace rail, you have to stretch it back together because reason you stretch it is to make that metal think that it's already hot. Because when lengths of rail get hot, they'll start buckling.
Yeah.
So you stretch it so it already thinks it's hot. So when weather gets hot, it don't buckle as much.
Yeah, it has thermal expansion because of the temperature.
Yeah, but you have what's called stressing gear, right? So the rams on it, like you extend the rams all the way out, clamp it onto the track, and then you pull them rams back in and stretch rail together. You know, there's no pushing there.
But yeah, Roger Lidwell, think of another $2 super chat. He says, Khan, you're just wrong. Just ask Dell's number one.
You rock, Roger.
You rock, man. There we go. As Miss Mod Queen Bee says, you rock. Yeah, thank you very much for the super chat. But yeah, I don't know why there's so much pushback on this. Why there's so much people arguing.
Yeah, well, that was a good demonstration, mate. That's exactly what I thought.
The only people are the ones who watch Della, and there's a lot of people who used to watch Della who are arguing against him as well. Like, you know what I mean? There's only a few who are backing him up.
I just find it really weird. I mean, yeah.
Like, especially
but
when
I just hope that people do wake up and see that Dell's just taking them for a ride.
That's
you
it.
know what I mean,
like, I don't get me wrong. Like, I don't dislike him. You know what I mean? I actually do like him. You know,
I just find it dishonest what he's doing now. That's all. I don't like I don't have a I mean, it's not like I don't like him. I still appreciate what he's done for Flat Earth. It's just what he's doing now. I can't just sit there and
He's misunderstanding what he's observing. That's basically what's happening. I think, but there is also a chance that he is totally dishonest.
He is dishonest. Look when he came on to talk to us about energy.
Aye.
Isolate energy, Flatsoid. Do it.
How can you deny energy? How can you deny energy? You need food to make energy for your body to work.
Well,
there's obviously energy.
That's like what I said to him that night. So I could get two phones and I'm sending a picture from one to another. How do I isolate that picture in between phones? You know what I mean? That's what he's asking for.
Aye. I mean, in order for things to move, there needs to be a possibility for, it to move. And that's what energy is, right? It's like, it's like the capacity, but it's also like the potential for it to move. So he basically believes in energy.
Kinetic energy.
Although he doesn't, but he does at the same time.
He says he doesn't, but if you ask him, is it possible for things to move and do things have a certain capacity of, motion, for example? He'll say yes. So he does believe in energy. Like, come on.
So I want to bring this up while we're on to it because I was reading some comments while I was watching that second Dell stream. And I was seeing people in chat talking about this accelerating Earth, upwards moving Earth, 9.8 meters per second squared, all that business. Dell claims through his observations an accelerating Earth, and then he don't claim it. Every demonstration he shows is an acceleration.
It is double speed. Like
and then he says Earth's not accelerating. And that to me is like it.
Okay, yeah, let's get on with the show because we didn't even get on with the show last night.
Yeah,
so.
Oh yeah, of course.
Thanks for that, mate, Michael. I think it was brilliant.
Excellent demo, man.
Yeah. No, even YouTube wants us to carry on with the beers, dude. Come on.
Heineken is horrible.
It's okay.
Now, this video is my attempt at answering the questions at the core of each response.
Nice.
Are flat earthers actually real? What exactly is it that they
No,
believe?
we're fake. We're fake. They're made by the Chinese government. We're fake.
Yeah, guys. I'm a cut-out cardboard box. I'm not really here. I'm simulation.
No wonder you're on TikTok shilling for the CCP, Flatzoid.
Anti-flat earthers are flat earthers. Globers are flat earthers. Flat earthers are flat earthers. We're all flat earthers by proxy. Symbol.
I see someone's trying to join. Sorry, the room is full. Whoever's trying to join, but thank you for trying.
Go away, Luch.
What do flat earthers believe?
Poor Luch.
How is it that somebody can actually come to believe that the Earth is flat?
Easy observation.
Should we be engaging with flat earthers? And if so,
Yes.
how and why?
Yes, you should, like you did last night, where you spoke with us, and then you got to see the actual truth on what we do think. And what
Can
do.
we address that? Why are
Yeah,
we
yeah.
flat earthers? Like, because for me, it's one, water can't curve around a ball. Two, lack of curve. And after that, going into gravity, it's like, well, there's no science behind it whatsoever. It's never been proven. It's just like glue for bullshit.
Well, let's start with number one. Are flat earthers real?
No, 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 we're not real.
Then we'd
I'm
all
not
have
real.
to be fake.
I'm not real.
Yeah, we'd all have to be fake. We're just ballers pretending to be globe earthers.
I'm a paid agent, right? I'm a paid agent. So what real people believe? Real people believe that flat earthers are like paid agents by like the CIA, right? It is obviously true, right? So yeah, we're all just paid agents from the CCP, from like the Russian FSB, from the American CIA, and from whatever the hell they've got in South Africa. I don't even know.
Well, I'm part of the Mossad, okay?
Basically, yeah. I mean, yeah, like you're part of the Mossad, just like Alex Jones.
Well,
I'm with Albanian intelligence.
Whoa. You see we all together.
Epic, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you now, El. I must be the skintest agent on the world.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Oh, no. It's like they'll give you the money after like 50 years. Like, just wait. Wait. They'll like mail you the money.
Because I'm a flat earther because it's true. Simple as that.
Yeah,
I'm from Narnia.
Wait. Okay, so we can. So just from Narnia, I'm from Mossad.
I mean, it's like
Ali's just here.
I'm Master Pogi from Plopshire. That's me.
I was promised the Turkish delight from the first Narnia book if I promote flat Earth, right? Like that's why I'm here. I need that Turkish delight. You know that guy, like what's his name? Like a Edward or whatever is like
Edmund.
Yeah. I'm basically him. Just like not English, obviously. So like I'm needing that Turkish delight.
We're heavily collaborating with the Liechtenstein intelligence community as well.
Yeah, like watch out for them. Same with like Luxembourg, right? Watch out for them. They're wild over there.
What's that country name that's out in the middle of the South Pacific, out in the middle of nowhere there? What's that country's name?
Fiji?
Huh?
Or no?
No, further south.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's got like cities of Paris and London and whatnot. And
no, it's got like all the fake, replicas of all the countries.
Yeah. I mean, I know China has like a fake Eiffel Tower, but that's obviously not the right geography.
Isn't it? I think it's a Vietnamese place, but there's like hardly anybody there. It's totally empty. There's no people there, but they have like parts of every part of the world, like replicas of everything.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, that's very cool.
I'm sorry. I lied. I'm from the Martian intelligence.
Okay. Roger Ledwell, thank you for your $5 super chat. He says, I ran into a flat earther today when I walked into the bathroom. There's a lot of flat earthers around, everybody.
I made one. I made one.
Super chat, man. Yeah.
I made one yesterday at the tobacco store.
Ah.
Flat
Yeah.
What? You did the
I saw the light come on. I could see it all hit her. She went, oh. And I saw that it took. So I said, here's my channel. I wrote it down on a piece of paper. I said, check out my show, man. And I says, I got links to all kinds of people on there. And do it.
All you need to do is sow a seed. It's all you need to do.
It was funny when I flat smacked this one guy. He's a believer and whatnot. And then when I flat smacked him, he just sat there all dumbfounded and he's like looking at me like this, and he kept on looking at the Bible and looking at me and looking at the Bible. He was just like going, no, what did you do to me?
I wanna actually shout out Josh Monday. I watched his latest podcast. He had Dean Odell, Pastor Dean Odell, and can't remember the other guy's name, but they were on his podcast, and it was actually a very good discussion. So if you guys missed it, do go to Josh Monday and watch the last podcast. It's actually very good. Shout out to Josh, doing awesome stuff. Okay,
Well,
so we all agree we are all flat earthers. We're real.
Yeah. Definitely
Okay.
real. Wink, wink.
Okay, now we get on to what do flat earthers believe?
Ah,
mm,
We don't
Well, we
believe
know. So
I believe lots of
I
things.
believe
I know
in
the Earth is
knowing.
flat.
I do
I
believe
mean,
I
like,
like
if
the
it's-
color lime green.
if he's asking for like the 3 points, it would just be, like no measure curvature, no axial rotation, and no orbital motion, and then that we're actually, contained and enclosed. That would be like the 3 points.
Well, I'm Hebrew
That's it.
cosmologist through and through, so for me it's Hebrew cosmology.
But not every but like the
Yeah,
base
yeah.
claim of flat Earth isn't that. But I get it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, like I'm the same.
To answer the second question, we're not believers, are we?
No.
We've
No, we
come out
know
of
it.
belief. That we were believers when we were ballers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why I
We're
said.
not
Oh.
knowers.
That's why I say I believe a lot of things, but I know the Earth is flat. Lots of stuff I believe, but there's difference between belief and knowing.
Definitely, but I know it's flat. So yeah, I think the main points we can take with what do flat earthers quote unquote believe. Well, no, we know it's stationary. We know we're enclosed. We know it's flat. There we go.
Aye.
Okay, how and why does somebody come to believe the Earth is flat?
Honestly, probably
observation.
just but for most people, probably just watching stuff online. To be honest, like that's how most
but-
people learn about it.
Yeah, that's right. But they say, how do you come to believe it? Oh, it's very simple. We look into reality and we realized what we've been taught as a globe is a lie. We don't observe Earth.
Aye.
We don't observe space as they presented us. We don't observe dark matter and all this nonsense they present and Coriolis and all this. We observe a stationary horizontal plane as
It's
you
not
did
a fair
sit in the
question,
chair.
Matt. It's not a
Yeah.
fair question because you hear someone talking about it and then you look into it yourself and
Mhm.
it's never a belief. So that's not a fair question. How does anyone come to believe the Earth is flat? You come to hear someone talking about it and then you look into it and then you come to know that the Earth's flat.
Yeah,
Sure.
and everybody's got their own way they come to it.
Look, if anybody in flat Earth is still a believer in flat Earth, then you're not really a flat Earther, and you're going to
You're just-
succumb to some kind of crazy shit like Rachel.
That's right.
Oh yeah, exactly. But yeah,
Space
okay.
is a container, Raichi moment. Space is a container, guys. Nothing is the container, guys. Nothing, literally nothing contains it, guys. 10 out of 10
morning-
argument.
This morning, I managed to see Rachel brought another video out, and I had to watch it for some odd reason. I don't know why. I was like hitting my head.
No,
Um,
you didn't. This is like demonic,
Sean
like
Hawkins,
influence.
Sean Hawkins Polaris Challenge.
Oh man, I couldn't watch it all the way through. She had everything
I was
set up.
forwarding it. I was just forwarding it. It's like, this is so idiotic.
It was like,
They don't
what-
understand. When you take trigonometry,
I'm not being funny, right? If you're pushing Sean Hawkins, then you're an idiot.
Absolutely. I push Sean Hawkins over.
I mean, if anyone's trolling here, it's Sean.
Mm.
Like,
Well,
I
we-
cannot believe that he is genuine. Like,
Well,
no,
as a
he's not.
person.
He's one of the most disingenuous people that you can get.
What were you going to say, Flatsoid? I was interested in hearing that when you started off with about trigonometry.
Oh, she thinks that because I got a trigonomic calculator and 1 degree per 69 miles, oh, look, it's not linearly on a flat earth. How many times have to explain this to them?
Hmm.
You have a triangle, which is not perspective based, it's orthographic. Okay? Flat earth is based on a flat baseline like we see, and we see it not physically dropping. I told this to McToon as well.
Mm.
It's only apparently dropping with distance.
But celestial navigation is like slightly different to trigonometry. You're not solving a triangle, you're using an angle to work out a distance.
Using elevation angles. But yeah, they don't seem to understand this very. I mean, Sean Hawkins debunked his own Polaris challenge. Remember the video you made of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems to
Everybody's done it, haven't they? Like, everybody's done
Yeah.
it.
Like the comment on the You Are Mocked video that's like, you need to interview Sean Hawkins. Everyone is like afraid of him because he's like so smart.
Even
Chris,
even Chris from Your Mob says he doesn't want to talk to Sean Hawkins. He says he didn't know who he was, and then he saw a video from him when he was like talking, doing a review on when I was on his channel. He says he subscribed. After 5 minutes, he unsubscribed and didn't start to carry on watching. That's how vulgar.
But
He didn't like Sean at all.
I've got to come to Sean's defense, right? I think he's the most genuinest baller out there. He's just thick.
No, he's an outright pathological projecting liar.
The video where he's like, hey, Donald Trump, what the fuck is this? That one was a banger. I love that video.
But we have to take Roger Lidwell. He says $2 super chat. Says, stop, gentlemen. You're becoming an echo chamber. Thank you very much for the super chat, man.
What? Are you talk about
And the last point, guys, should we engage with flat earthers?
Absolutely.
Amen, you should.
I mean, not if you're like, McTroon.
Look, let me clarify. Okay. Yes, by all means, engage with globers that are curious and are genuine and asking questions, not being a dick. But as far as these troll, evil, vile creeps are concerned, stop giving them airtime. We've destroyed them time and time again. It's over. Stay on the fucking mat.
Yeah.
Okay, we're done.
Yeah, but I do think they should engage, because if they are honest enough, they would engage. But the problem is this: what we've been seeing with society, they've been trying to shun flat Earth as much as possible, trying to badmouth it, paint us in a negative light, because that's all they got. They got no arguments against the flat Earth, so that's all they
I mean,
got.
you can't
Okay,
really
the mom in a
engage with a
negative
guy that says, I don't want to talk about specifics. So, how are you going to engage with that?
Do you see bias here, though? Like, it's like, our flat Earth, why not our ball earthers real? Why not should we engage with ball earthers?
I think we should engage. We should engage with globe defenders, not anti-flat earthers.
Yeah. Anti-flat earthers are just
There you go. Yeah.
trying.
We starve the anti-flat earth crowd, and we only talk to people that want to be honest.
Yep.
Because ballers are potential flat earthers. Anti-flat earthers are headed for hell.
Yeah, the anti-flat earthers are cult-like. They've already jumped into their belief system.
I believe that, PJ. I think they're headed to hell. Like,
It's not hard to litmus test these guys either. It's not hard to litmus test them. You can tell within just a couple of minutes whether they're actually genuine or not. And then I wouldn't even bother pointing it out. I would just point it out. I'd say, well, you're disingenuous. You're not here to try to understand anything. You're just trying to detract from it. Goodbye. It's not, my job is not to make you believe that the earth is flat. That's not my job. My job is to show you little points that you're going to come to your own conclusion about. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to show the impossibilities of a globular earth. And before you go screaming, learn physics, I would suggest you take your own advice, because basic physics completely destroy the heliocentric model from inception. Right off the bat. No helios, gone. No ball of gas anywhere, ever, for any reason. Okay.
You can have this conversation with people in real world. I'm talking like physical people on the street, and they're open to this. I've never spoke to a genuine baller online. The only people I've dealt with online are anti-flat earthers.
Mm-hmm.
Aye. That's right. That's right.
Okay, let's carry on. Let's see if we actually get to this.
Why does any of this matter? Why should we care? Exactly how much am I being paid by NASA to perpetuate the lie? In order to begin to understand what it is that flat earthers actually believe, I think it's important to put into perspective just how significant this one seemingly trivial idea actually is. To get into their heads, to understand their worldview on a more fundamental level, we first need to realize that it's dominated less by all of the things that they believe to be true, and instead, more by what it is that they believe to be untrue. A worldview seemingly dominated by rejection.
What?
Now, it goes without saying that
no,
flat earthers...
Whoa.
No,
Did
no,
he just
no,
say
no.
worldview dominated
Yeah.
by rejection? What's he
Yeah.
talking about?
It's literally defined by a positive claim. 3 positive claims: flat, stationary, and contained. What the hell?
That doesn't.
I mean, I can kind of get it. If you're like an outsider looking in, you'll think, oh, well, these flat earthers, they just think that it's all a lie. But when you actually, look into it, you'll realize, oh no, they make a whole lot of claims themselves and they prove them. So it's not just, I hate science,
Yeah, but
This is very surface level.
If you're an outsider looking in, you ain't got a bias. Otherwise, you'd be a baller, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're an outsider looking in, you look at both arguments. And from what I can gather, this guy's not.
Well, that's just an erroneous assumption too, like a blanket statement. He tries to paint it. He's trying to paint this as though all flat earthers, here we go, they're in there because they all reject things. What? You mean reject lies? Reject illogical things? Yes, of course. The rational mind will. What's wrong with you?
Of course. Of course.
I just have to say, Larry, there's no way we're going to sit through 8 hours.
No, we will spend until 2030 on this.
I mean, look, it's taken us almost
2
38 minutes to do 2.5 minutes tonight.
Well, it took us 2 days to get through 7 minutes.
Yeah. And we skipped the intro.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, let's go on.
Don't believe that the Earth is the shape that we've been taught our whole lives, an oblate spheroid. And we'll, of course, be getting to that a little bit later. But first, what's fascinating is how the rejection of a singular element of the currently accepted model of our universe kicks off a sort of butterfly effect. An irreversible cascade of credulity that causes one to call into question literally everything else.
Whoa. Okay, I have an issue there. So in other words, because we don't agree with your heliocentric religion, therefore we're all incredulous.
Apparently.
Huh. Or does that just mean we don't agree with your religion?
I can kind of see what you're saying, because if you remove the globe, then literally none of it makes any sense, and all of it just shatters into smithereens. And then after that, you're like, holy shit, we were wrong about almost all of cosmology, almost all of astronomy, loads of physics. The fuck else are we wrong about? It can make a person go down that path. I do kind of get what you're saying.
Well,
No,
I'm waiting to see a photo of an oblate spheroid, because all I ever see is a perfect sphere.
Exactly, a perfect marble.
I like it. But really, photos aren't even the best proof. If you go measure it, then you'll know, right? I don't need to, get a photograph to know everything, right? Before cameras existed, people could know things. This is just completely dumb. This doesn't make any sense.
That we understand. If the Earth is flat, then what about the other planets? Are they flat too? Why would the Earth be the
Oh
only
my
round
God!
one?
Wow.
Now, if the other planets aren't spherical, then why is it that they look like they are?
Just
What
you're
even
looking
are they?
at. True.
And what about their moons? What about our moon? What
So
about our
wait,
sun?
hold on.
What
Hold
even
on.
is our sun?
Hold on.
If you think about it, it does look quite a lot
Hold
different than the other lights in the sky. And what are those, anyway? How do we even know that the lights in the sky are actual physical objects out in space somewhere? Maybe they're just lights. And come to think of it, if our moon...
Great. Making our argument.
Yeah.
How would you know what they are?
Yeah, like you don't know what they are exactly. I have no access to it.
No, but it amazes me that all these anti-flat earthers all know our arguments, but yet we're always in space.
Always.
Aye, always in space.
Thank you, Roger Little, for another $2, which says 8 more hours. Give this a chance.
I mean,
You're rocking it, Roger. Thank you very much.
I agree with Alan. He's right.
Is the ISS ever empty? Is it ever meant to be empty at some point? No, I think there's meant to be people up there all the time, isn't there? They do shifts, don't they? Allegedly. But yeah.
The point is, right, these people are so wrapped up in space and space belief, they can't even shake it off to like steal man our argument.
Yeah.
But you know, the thing that I find really disturbing though is, even though they know we say we don't ascribe to a pizza flying in space, they still use it. They still use it even though they know that's not what we say.
It's the same reason, if you'll remember back in school when we were very, very young, and the teacher said something very much like this. Back in the old days, people thought that the earth was flat, and they thought that they would sail off the edge if they went too far. And they showed that ridiculous picture of a flat earth with water running off of it and a ship. And then she chuckles. They'll always chuckle so that the rest of the class will chuckle as well. Like, isn't that silly, boys and girls? But now today, we know that the earth is a globe. See, they enforce that. We know that the earth is a globe and that we won't fall off the edge. You see,
I know.
boom, impediment, man.
It's the exact same stuff with like the heliocentrism stuff. It's like, okay, so there was these people that believed in like the Ptolemaic model, and then Copernicus comes along and he proves them wrong, and they were so wrong, and this is why we're right now. It's this exact same thing that they do with that.
And I also want to reiterate what he was saying now as well. He was saying, what we see is planets and their moons and blah, blah, blah. Why is the Earth not the same? Who says Earth is a planet?
Exactly, dude.
I mean, also, like, what does it matter? I mean, like, if everything else is a big sphere orbiting around, who cares? That doesn't magically change the ground.
Think of it like this. Let's put it this way. Think of let's say you're a pig and you walk into a chicken coop and you ask yourself, I see a whole bunch of chickens, so that makes me a chicken too.
Yep. Definitely.
I don't like it's like, I mean, like, it's weird, but it almost sort of makes sense, and that's why people can like fall for it. It's like, okay, well, if we're flat, then why does everything else look like a like a ball, right? And some people that are not as like switched on will be like, oh wow, that's actually true, holy wow, right? And then they'll think that's an argument. It's like, no, it's not. It's really not.
Yeah,
it's not an argument. Even if there was such a thing as like some type of heliocentric world. I mean, what's to say that the Earth is just the Earth and then there's planets out there? Why do we have to be a planet? You know what I mean? Circling the sun. Just because
we're back to the stable argument, aren't we?
Exactly. It just goes back to, so it's just a waste of time, isn't it? The heliocentric was a waste of time. It was a big waste of time.
Let's carry on.
Moon isn't round, then what the hell was the moon landing? All of that NASA footage? That would all be bullshit, right?
Yes.
If that was fake, then why the hell should we believe anything else they've told us?
Yeah.
All of the rockets, space...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think what the contention about that is, though.
No.
I mean, like if they're faking literally everything, why would we trust them? You know.
You know what I find very interesting? NASA have been, and other space agencies, they've been caught lying so many times, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they get called out for this, but people still just accept it and move on and think they're the most honest people you can get.
Exactly.
Now,
Look at the evidence there is for things like the people still being alive from the Challenger thing. I mean, there's loads of like photographic. There's loads of evidence out there. People, you go and talk to the people, and you can see by the way that they act that they're them people, just not admitting it that they're under.
But think of it this way: if you know somebody and that person keeps on lying and you keep catching them lying, are you going to still think they're honest?
It's
are you just going to trust everything you say?
It's the boy who cried wolf.
I'll tell you a little story about that, because I had a friend up until about 2 years ago who were constantly lying to me, telling me he owned his own business and he had all this money and this and other. And I knew he was lying, but I couldn't prove it until this day. He said to me, my dad wants you to do some bodywork on his car. Do you mind going up? So I went up, and this kid was there. And I thought, why aren't you at work? Why are you at your dad's? Anyway, I thought note on it. And then this kid fell out with his mum and dad during it was a bogey virus thing. And I still went up and I said, do you still want this work doing? And they were like, yeah. So I went up, I'm doing this work. I kept saying things to him like, where's Charlie? Is he at work? And he went, work? He's never seen a day's work in his life. Do you know what I mean? And then I got talking to him, and then all lies come out. Do you know what I mean? And then as soon as I found out, I was straight on the phone, messaged him. I says, now then, you lying twat. You want to come up and explain yourself? And he was like, what? You know what I mean? And I was like, you're done with me, mate. You're just a
but I mean, now take this kind of thing into with the space agencies. They get shown to be lying.
When it's in.
Yeah, they get shown to be lying, and the people still defend them. I mean, it's not just flat earthers it's even people that believe it's a globe still believe it's bullshit.
Normal people don't lie, do they? You know what I mean?
No. I mean,
but why would you need to lie if you're telling the truth? Why?
Exactly. I mean, because of my past, because of drugs, I've lied a lot to my family, but it took them ages for them to trust me again. So yes, because I was a liar, because of the things I did, why they didn't trust me? Of course they didn't trust me. I mean, it took ages to earn that trust back.
See, if somebody lies and you catch them lying and they say, oh, okay, I promise I won't ever lie again, how do you know that's not a lie?
That's right.
If you're able to override your conscience enough that you had to be caught in a lie rather than confess to it before you get caught in it, well, what are you doing? Secondly, if space can be faked, how do you know that it's not? There is a problem. I mean, like I've pointed out before on the Big Bang Theory, the one character, Roger, I think his name was, he went up to the International Space Station, and there on the show were actual astronauts, and they were floating around in the space station. Why didn't people think that was real?
It looked real.
There was a laugh track?
It looked real. I've seen it. It looked real.
It does look real. That was Howard Wolowitz, by the way.
Howard, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so if you took away the laugh track and put a NASA logo down there in the corner or whatever, now does that make it real? I mean, after all, we saw actual NASA scientists and astronauts in the episodes floating around with them seamlessly, just like we see them on their video footage. So which one's fake?
Jamacho Wombat, I think he says he's been a member for 14 months. He says, look at me. Exactly. Thank you very much for being a member. I really appreciate you. But yeah, it can be faked. Heck, the movies today does a better job than NASA and company. So what does that tell you?
Do you know what craziest things that does my head in with these ballers, right? You know, when you, like, for instance, she'll say, Have you seen ISS footage where they're on they're like what wires? You know what I mean? It's like they're totally blind to it.
Wow. And some of them you can actually
I
see
mean,
the harness.
There's that so much evidence that ISS has been fake. Like only a fool would like not even.
Exactly. Yep.
course.
Exactly. Roger said, well, for another $2, good to have Michael back just for the avatar.
Oh, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but I have it scheduled to have Will Duffy on my show on the 11th. And
Nice.
it's probably going to be about a half an hour earlier, but if you'd like to join Flatsoid or any of
I would
you, maybe
love
you've
that.
got some questions.
Yeah.
I'll set it up here later over the weekend or something here, so that it's a little fresher out there for people when they run across it. But yeah, that should be pretty good. I don't know if you caught him on Jaren last night. That was
I heard he was on. I haven't watched it yet, though.
It was an interesting broadcast. I suggest you go check it out. Yeah,
I'll definitely go watch it. Yeah, but I'd love to have a conversation with Mr. Will Duffy.
Yeah,
because I have a bit of thoughts about how dishonest this whole thing is. So.
I've got about 40 questions I could ask him.
Great. I'll expect you to join then.
I'll wake up earlier.
I'll set my alarm for that. So because I always just miss you in the morning. When I wake up,
I'm not even gonna say I'll be there. I'll watch it.
No, I'll set my alarm for that.
Okay, let's carry on.
Stations, telescopes, satellites, probes, rovers, it's literally all lies. We never landed on Mars. All those images from the Hubble and the James Webb are all fake. And of course, the International Space Station isn't real, which means that everybody in it is lying as well. Why would they go through all of that trouble? What are they hiding? And if they lied to us about all that, hell, doesn't that mean that they're willing and capable of lying about just about everything?
And who exactly is they? Anyway.
Okay. First, we can't do. We aren't able to divine one's motives. So we can't say what they were. But don't you find it odd that the Nazis that were supposed to be tried for war crimes got drafted into NASA, into the U.S. government, the government that they were fighting against?
We can't divine thoughts, but there is some people, some kind of elite who are behind things, orchestrating things. I mean, look at chemtrails, for instance. Somebody's got to be behind that. That's not just...
Well, we know a lot of the bigger, Werner von Braun. We know that. We know the guy Oppenheimer, right? These were all Nazi scientists that we got. But here's a real notorious one that everybody thinks got executed, and that is Dr. Mengele, who actually was brought here. They took him and put him at China Lake Naval Air Weapons Station in California, and he was pioneering the MK Ultra projects from there, bro.
But Mengele, he was quite sick. The experiments he did on children.
That's an understatement.
Well, let me tell you, I had read accounts.
Describe it.
And this is before any of this, got blown up with the, Pasta Gate thing and all that other bullshit, right? I had uncovered information talking about there were at any given time between 1,000 and 3,000 children in freaking electrified cages underneath there, because most of China Lake is underground at any given time.
I mean, I heard one of the experiments where he took two twin girls, and he took their eyes out and put it into each other's eyes to see if they can see what the other person was seeing.
Wow.
So that's the kind of sick stuff he was doing.
Injecting.
He would lock them in with candy and stuff and make them trust him a bit, and then torture them just for the fun of it.
Yeah, he was a sick fuck, man.
Wow.
Supposedly, there's a place now. It's been closed since the monsoon of, I think, 2017. about a place called Scotty's Castle in Death Valley, that he actually had his own suite there, complete with child sex slaves, man.
Did
Crazy.
did Mengele drive an ice cream van?
He had guys do that for him.
The semantic stuff goes off. I mean, look at Jimmy Savile, man.
Oh, dude.
He had an apartment in hospital where he were taking kids from hospital.
He was into necrophilia as well. He was doing the dead bodies as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
People who think all these governments don't lie, and it pisses me off. It's stupidity.
John Lydon called it. Johnny Rotten called it back in the 80s with Jimmy Savile. Nobody listened to him.
Who gives a paedophile a room in a child's hospital? to like
Another pedophile.
Yeah, exactly. I say, hey, buddy, I'll hook you up.
Well, look at South African politics. People that launder money, they steal money, become president. I mean, it's like, who gives people unlimited funds and they went to jail for stealing? I mean, hello.
I think we just went down a rabbit trail, didn't we?
Yeah.
We did.
Anyway, let's carry on with the video. I think we got to carry on with that again. I'm sick of looking at the screen.
Then how do I know this? I don't know.
What's your guys' thoughts on CC though?
I
don't watch his stuff.
I've seen a few things. He seems a little obscure,
wacky,
a little bit strange, but I think what he talks about is sensible enough. He just seems a little bit wacky. Yeah, I suppose quacky maybe. Got a few idiosyncrasies in that, I suppose, but yeah, I think what he talks about is all right. But I've only seen a few things.
I think he's genuine though. I do think he's genuine.
He gets attacked. He gets attacked a lot. Like
but I wouldn't say he's dumb or anything.
No.
I know that everything is a fucking lie. That's how I know it. You know, I've been trying to figure out how to, because I have no proof, no evidence, nothing. I have shit. You just have to take my word for it. I'm a little confused. Okay. All right. It says that it's refracting and reflecting off of some bullshit. Nonsense! It's absolute bullshit what you're seeing on fucking Google. When you have kids.
Can I speak?
Yeah.
Are you going to tell them that we actually landed on the moon?
Yeah, go ahead.
On yesterday's show, Veritas said that they were on outside looking in, but he's cherry-picked some serious stuff.
Absolutely, that's cherry picking.
Seriously, cherry-picked stuff. Like, I mean,
what he's taking from CC.
He's got 8 hours. He's got a great collection of cherry-picked stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
he's gone to some serious trouble to put this all together.
I agree with that.
He was on fence
because he's not showing the best of CC, is he? He's showing like, I have no evidence, and then having a little ragey thing. You know, he's not showing his best.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
Because this is all bullshit. They're just gonna continue doing nonsense to make you think you still live on a spinning wet ball. You will never, ever, ever see anybody on the moon except nonsense like this. And that's my case in point to you. When the fuck are you people gonna wake up? When? I had one woman come up to me the other day. She said, my whole family has had COVID. Really?
He's dramatic. He's dramatic, but he's right.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't see what's wrong with what he's saying there anyway.
No.
Why is he trying to paint him out as this? It's almost like he's trying to make him look like he's He's unhinged kind of guy. You know what I mean?
It's not,
That's
If you
exactly
want to
what
see
he's
someone
doing. He's
unhinged,
trying
you
to
should have
prove
used
that you're
Arwen.
insane
Right.
or try and prove that's some sort of stupid thing. Because,
I
like,
really
Hey,
want
gentlemen.
heard you.
Yeah, but
How we doing today?
I'd take somebody like this
Roger, what's
guy
up?
above like
Oh, not much.
It's good.
I got a question for you. Why did he bring up the whole thing? Yes, it didn't make any sense to me. He brought the you know what up in the middle of it. Like he ran out of what he was going to say, and he just started talking about the jibby jab and everything else that goes with it. It just seems like he has an issue with that whole idea that we don't believe that.
They
That's
do.
his
They,
real problem.
all the anti-flatters have an issue with it.
Aye.
But the weird thing is they don't have an issue that the guy that brings it up, Bill Gates, refuses to give it to his own children.
Strange that.
It makes so much
Oh,
sense.
there you go. Do you know I didn't know that? That's the first time I had that.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Weird how that works.
Do you think anybody in power had that jibby jab?
No.
No. I mean, well, no, because
I
allegedly, our what's his name, Boris was meant to have had it, the old boogie virus. He had the boogie virus, didn't he? So he couldn't have had the job.
Well, I saw a video where a guy just took a whole bunch of clips together where he says brought to you, sponsored by Pfizer, and a whole bunch of people that took it literally dying of heart attacks and stuff, and people just collapsing after taking it.
God
Really
gave
weird.
me God gave me everything I need to survive. Okay.
Yep.
Everything that is needed for me to survive. A physician is never going to stave away the specter of death. I'm sorry. He's
Riley
coming.
Stevens,
He's
thank
coming.
you very much.
He will come.
Riley says, "Thank you very much for your $2 super chat." Says this show is very hinged. You rock, man. Thank you.
My doctor were called Dr. A Mystery. Right.
A mystery.
It's like my wife. She says, "Oh my God, I've become all disheveled," and I'll say, "Well, go and get yourself shoveled." You've been disheveled, then at one point you must have been shoveled.
Shoveled.
Right.
My doctor, he was only about the same age as me, and as soon as COVID come out, he retired.
Wow.
Good move.
Well, we actually had people here getting arrested and stuff for talking out against it. I mean, doctors and stuff. They were losing their practices, their licenses and stuff for talking out against it. It's like, what the hell?
That happened in Canada as well, man.
Dave, can you remember that when it was outside one of them, that famous building in America with all pillars and that, I don't know what it's called, and there were like loads of doctors talking about COVID. You remember that?
I think that was in New York.
It was outside, like, you know, one of them famous buildings in America with big pillars and that, and they're all these doctors were all stood in front of it, and they were all talking out against it. They're about 50 doctors, like.
Well,
anyway,
I know
let's
in
get back
Canada,
to-
this one doctor actually, his practice got burnt to the ground. Did you have anybody hear about the fires in Lytton, BC? It was like it just burned a whole entire city or town to nothing. And his practice was in there, and he's one who had all his research with the D-dimer testing of all of his patients and stuff. So all his patient records got destroyed.
I think what Michael was referring to is there was, I think, a bunch of doctors that were talking on the steps of the Capitol building.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
When you said that doesn't help, when you said there's a famous building with columns,
There's a lot of those.
There's a lot of that. Go to DC, that's all they got is columns.
See, Dave, that's the problem. We don't have those type of buildings, boss.
No, we don't.
We have buildings. We don't have that.
Hell, I got a guy up at the end of the road that he decided that for some reason that it was a good idea to put these huge columns on the front of his house, and it looks silly because his house is little, and here's these huge columns on his porch, and it's like they are the main feature of the entire home. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, it's weird how America's kind of, taken the Greek kind of.
Listen, I don't think we took the Greek. I think that's exactly what Freemasonry is.
Yeah.
Okay. They found dead some masonry and took it for free, claimed it and repurposed it, man. You look at some of these post offices, like for Montana, okay, when they were first settling, here's people living in houses made out of sticks and planks and shit. And here's this grand structure that's the post office for a population of like 100. What?
And you can
Wow.
like this is
Don't tell
so-
Alex Jones that; he'll get mad at you.
This
I mean,
is
there's
some
some
things
weird
that like
shit.
these.
I mean, yeah, when you look at cities in the United States, okay, we have all these cities along our Nile, which is the Mississippi. We've got Athens, Corinth, Cairo, all these same city names. Athens, Georgia, Atlantis, all these names of places. In fact, Washington, D.C. was first called Rome. And there's 7 hills. So it's like, what in the world, man? You have to really wonder. And then the foundation supposedly as to where they built all these grand structures that they call Washington, D.C. You mean instead of picking some place with stable land, you chose this swampy area to put up a bunch of huge monuments and columns and gargantuan marble buildings and shit? That's retarded. Or is it more likely that was already there and
Yeah.
slightly damaged?
Yeah.
They refurbished it and repurposed it.
Never know.
You know, I mean, that's just using logic. Now, do I know for 100%? No, but the story sure is stupid. It doesn't make sense.
It's like
Agreed.
it's like near me. There's this. It's called Wentworth Woodhouse, and it's one of them Greco-Romanian style buildings, and it's absolutely huge. It's supposed to be like, I think it's biggest summer house, they call it, in Europe. All kings and queens have been there, and it's in the middle of nowhere. There's no round it. It's absolutely massive.
There's a lot around this stuff that just doesn't add up. You know, I mean, even to the point. Noah's Ark was made. God commanded Noah to make his ark of a specific kind of wood, gopher wood. And gopher wood is only found in one place in the world, and that is up around the Gulf of Mexico in the United States, around a fertile crescent.
Fats.
Yeah.
Will you do a Google search and just show it? Wentworth Woodhouse.
What am I supposed to Google search?
Yeah, Wentworth Woodhouse. Wentworth, Wentworth Woodhouse, and just show pictures like just
Wentworth,
like business cell block H.
No.
This is 6 miles away from me, and it's in the middle of nowhere. There's no round it.
Jesus,
it's massive.
Yeah, let's haul all these blocks and shit in with wagons across dirt and mud and stuff. That's not going to be hard.
Is that the one? Actually, the one I went to.
PJ.
I've been there. I've been there. I've got. It's in my video. It's in one of my videos on my channel.
It's literally middle of nowhere. Like there's no round it.
That's
like, why would you have such a big house?
I wonder how much of it is underground too.
Exactly.
It's massive as well. It's nice looking. But when we was there, Netflix were filming, so we couldn't get near it. I couldn't get inside it.
Netflix.
Yeah, that's where we found on the signboard telling us about the lands. Doric, where it Doric House. Yeah. When you started talking about it, I thought it was that place. But as soon as you brought it up, I was like, yeah, that's it.
Well, you've seen it, PJ. It's phenomenal, isn't it? Like,
it is. It's nice. Nice, man. Nice. The lands are good as well.
It's literally just in middle of fields. There's no round it.
That's right.
We've got pictures of the Lincoln Memorial sitting there like that, all by itself. Nothing around it. Back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and here's the Lincoln Memorial. You can see it sitting there. There's no roads going to it. There's just a field. I mean, what? Let's just put this out there for no reason.
I think all them. They were all. I think they're pre-flood, to be honest.
I think they keep changing every generation, a few generations. They keep changing stuff for us that we don't know what the hell actually happened.
Yeah.
We'll forget all about it later.
I mean, yeah, about stuff being underground and that. Yeah, there's plenty of buildings with the windows
have you ever
achievements, isn't there?
yeah. Have you ever seen like old paintings of Babylon and that? They're all Greco-Romano.
Aye. Aye.
And you know these like these arches like that, Arc de Triomphe and all that, and they have them all over. One in London, one in America. I think they're parts of Babylon.
Well, man, why is it that every Capitol building of every state in the United States, every one of them has a dome? Just about every damn one of them in the world has a dome. What's up with that?
You know,
It's like a church, right?
Aye.
Yeah, let's carry on.
They're either parts of
Yeah,
Babylon.
we're getting way off this.
Yeah, let's carry on with the.
I'd love to see the paperwork. Are they dead? No, they're all still alive. It was a common cold. It's like, oh, okay, well, that makes a lot of sense.
What?
Circle of despair.
See, they had to do this because of flat Earth. I mean, they had to do this, guys. And I'm sorry, but it's getting out there too fast. It's going from country to country to country, from person to person to person, and more of them are waking up. It's as simple as that. They've got to quiet us down. Are you still asleep? Huh? Are you still asleep? Wake up! You're going down. Okay. When the shit hits the fan.
I don't know why he keeps. He can at least say something. It's like having a sad montage. We're gonna go to the next one. I mean, it's just CC.
It is. It's a side CC montage.
So what is ClickUp? ClickUp is an all-in-one productivity
Thank you,
software
ClickUp.
where you can manage everything and any.
Thank you, ClickUp.
Yeah, bless you, ClickUp, whatever you are.
Okay, next. SpaceX Falcon Heavy. Woo! How many people have watched this live?
That heavy can't get to space.
I mean, he tried to ask us this as well last night. Oh, so the rocket launchers saying they're fake? No.
No.
No, rocket launchers are real. Those are actual rockets moving, okay? The issue comes that when they're claiming them go to space, they don't actually go to space.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, my uncle used to say they're just shooting them off into the water. When I was real young, we were down in Florida. I lived there. He's like, yeah, they're shooting them out in the ocean. He say shit like that.
Wow. Inside.
I guess this has been going on for a long time.
You must be able to see it though. If you go and watch them, you must be able to see them like not going straight up. You must be able to see that.
Gosh.
Conceptually, the introduction of the idea that the Earth is flat is at odds with just about all of the knowledge that the scientific community has accumulated when it comes to the nature of our universe. But that's, of course, kind of a problem, right?
Let's go quickly.
People, individuals.
Look at her hair.
Yeah.
I know.
Looks like Medusa.
Every time we see these astronauts on the ISS in their hair, it's totally different to what we see the people in the vomit comment.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Why haven't any of the women astronauts got short hair? They've all got long hair so they can.
No, don't care about the short hair, but look at the way their hair behaves.
Yeah.
It's
There's one
made that way on purpose.
Well, and also think about this. If indeed they were in a weightless environment like that, okay, and not hairsprayed or whatever, wouldn't that be kind of a nuisance to your everyday movements and everything? You would either have short hair, or in lieu of having short hair, you would have it tied back, or something to keep it from flowing over in front of your face and shit while you're moving around. I mean, look at a woman underwater with her long hair. What happens when she turns her movement?
Yeah.
And when she comes back from this way, she's enveloped in her own hair until it follows suit with the rest of her head. I mean, this right here, it's like, this program's brought to you by Aquanet, the hairspray of NASA.
There were an advert in UK with the like mermaids.
Shampoo with the mermaids.
Yeah, and their hair and
Exactly the same.
I've seen some footage from ISS where their hair's moving about like normal hair.
I blame it on the ether. It's static electricity. It's making their hair go everywhere. Quite shocking.
There's one video where one astronaut women actually points to her own hair as if like it's something to prove that she's in space.
I know. It's
Can you tell?
Like to the trend, it's like stood straight up.
There you go. This is all
Look how
they're going to naked.
look how the hair is.
Yeah. Freely moving. Freely moving.
Exactly.
Okay, look at her hair, and then we're going to compare it to what you saw with the other woman in the ISS. Look at that. It's totally different.
Yeah.
Do a free
It doesn't behave the same at all.
Bounces. Yeah.
See, he clipped the shit out of that clip too, because I've got a split screen clip of that girl floating around in the vomit comet next to
Look at
one
that.
of these clowns.
Look how different that is. That's like gel with luck.
Oh,
Look at the look how springy your hair just bounces back to where it was. Look at that.
That's probably PVA glued or something up like that.
I mean, and this goes back to the point in the beginning. Why would they need to lie if they're telling the truth?
Right. Come on, look, we've seen screws drop in and stuff. Well, ringlets or screws, whatever fell out in the toilet.
A gravity pump.
And he goes to pick it up. I mean, and then he's like, oh yeah, oops. You know, catches yourself. But yeah, it's just ridiculous. A whole lot of it.
Hey, gentlemen, I got a question for you right quick. Has anybody ever watched the Skylab footage that Dilly Gill put out?
Probably it's been a few years.
I've looked at some Skylab footage, and Skylab actually looked better than ISS.
Yeah, well, if you look at it close enough, Dilly points out they actually had showers with shower curtains and stuff. I didn't see any water floating around. Yeah, they had hoses and
that's weird.
There's a lot. Yeah, I know. Strange, ain't it? It's like the Christmas hats for the elves on the ISS station, like from 2012 to 2023. One's pointing straight up and one's flopping over. Like, yeah. I guess they forgot about that, the gravity.
I think they've just had to start making these lies up from the moment that telescopes were around, you know what I mean?
I want you all to take something into mind too. Okay, you're looking at this right here. Now, if I had somebody that was hairsprayed up like that, and I had them just kind of lift themselves up out of a hole and then go back down into it, and I had the camera sideways, it would appear like they were going into the wall and back out. The same thing with these long tunnel views of them showing somebody floating down that tunnel. Okay, if you dangle someone or lift them inside of a vertical shaft and film it like that, you could give all the impression that that was a horizontal view.
Well, apparently when you're on highways and that, you want to like direct your head as though it's normal. Straight up.
Some of the shots to me look like they're actually hanging upside down. The cameras round the other way to make them look like the right way up. It looks like there's a lot of pressure going to their face. I mean, so some of the shots, it looks like they're dangling upside down.
The reason I know that was like that because the fact that she's not turning her head in response to her natural equilibrium as opposed to her body. So she is actually going up and down in that little tunnel, right? But it's filmed with the camera sideways. So that
Jim Bob,
like he's doing this.
Yes, Jim Bob. What's up,
Jim
man?
Bob.
How's it
How's it
going?
going?
Good to see you.
Yeah, good. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you, man.
You too, man. You too. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Sideways.
That's easy to do, though, isn't it? Wouldn't take much.
I think they use like multiple layered holographic technology. Like,
yeah.
They're gonna have better technology than anybody's ever even. I I know it looks shit, and they like make it look shit, but you can see that there's like
But
layer upon layer upon layer.
But every
Right.
time
Like,
I see
you-
this
you-
hair,
you
every
can
time I see
see-
this hair, I'm always thinking of the movie Something About Mary.
Right.
like you can
Yes.
see,
Oh my God. Oh my God. No, you didn't go there yet.
Yeah. You
yeah,
have a
but like you can see like 4 astronauts all in the same, but they
Yeah.
never touch each other. If you ever look, they
Yeah.
never. It's like they're all separate feeds. They
Yeah.
never seem to like brush against each other or realize that they're touching each other. Do you know what I mean?
It seems like they try so hard to prove to us that they're in space, and it's like,
Oh yeah.
like their hair. Like, how can they? Like, people believe that hairspray.
It's
Like,
ridiculous,
that-
dude. Isn't it?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like that's my whole point. Why do you need to fake it
If it were
if
real,
it's real?
I mean, yeah, of course. And you would keep your hair back in a ponytail, in a bun, whatever. When
But I
people
mean, look at
do it.
everything about the ISS, though.
Yeah.
Look how unorganized everything is. You're telling me
like a
these are the
mess.
most organized people. They're so smart, but
Right.
yet everything is unorganized. They can't even keep their hair straight. They can't put wires where they're supposed to. How do they know where anything really is to do anything?
Right. Yeah.
Well,
Everything in there is a mess.
Also, do you know how many hairs a person loses, especially the longer your hair, how many hairs a person loses in a day? So
Yeah.
these hairs are going to be just like floating
Floating
around in
everywhere.
there, getting up into the circuitry, going into the vent work, all kinds of mess.
Of course.
I don't think that someone would even be allowed to have that length of hair and participate in this.
Yeah, why aren't they wearing hairnets?
You're
Why aren't they wearing
right.
hairnets or something?
you're right, Dev. Because every time I have something to eat, I find one of our lasses hairs in my food or halfway down my neck.
Correct.
You know what I mean? It's like her hair gets everywhere.
The real question I got is why would you put vital components on the outside of the ISS?
Yeah.
And have you
Exactly.
not realized? Also, have you not realized it's always spotless clean? There's no dust or anything happening there.
I agree with Roger, man. You have them accessible from the inside. And
So
if
it's
you
almost
want-
like they have a cleaning service that keeps it clean for them.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of people need to know this too, that a large majority of household dust is actually dander.
Yeah, from pets and you.
Well, from yourself. You are constantly shedding skin cells. Constantly.
Yeah.
In fact,
Yes.
every 7 years, every cell in your body has replaced itself. You're a completely different person every 7 years.
How long has it been up there now? Over 20 years, like it'd be
Yeah, it's going to
putrefied.
fall soon. They say, right? It's
That-
gonna come
that
crashing
was what
down.
was putrefied.
2030.
Yeah, they're
I think that's
working on
2050.
they're working on the graphics for that right now.
Yeah.
So as soon as they get that finished, that's when it's going to go out of orbit.
Aye.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I remember watching Skylab fall from the sky. We actually went out to watch it.
Yeah, and what a bunch of cockamamie publicity. It was, they even had the government of Australia issued a citation to NASA for littering in Australia. Now, I'm not shitting. That's the propaganda level that we're at with this crap, right?
I mean, it's so
So when
easy.
this
just-
comes down, nobody's going to see it because it's going to be in that big, vast area of the South Pacific where you can't go.
all they do is they'll just get something that's at a very high altitude and just let it kind of crash and burn. It's
Light
not
it
all
on
an
fire.
air
Down the
show.
back of a C-130, dude, just
Uh-huh.
boom.
You know, even these capsules, when they come down, they've been going through this thing that apparently causes it to glow red hot, cherry hot, right? Comes
Yeah,
down,
I've seen 'em.
parachute opens up, goes into the ocean. Where's the,
And it's
the steam? Where's the
there's
steam?
nothing. There's no steam, and I mean that's thousands of degrees.
Yes.
I mean, has anybody
you're-
ever baked the egg on a pan before?
Yeah.
And then you go and stick it in the water afterwards.
Yeah.
That's not what we see with the
You know
capsules.
that 11 frames
No.
video of that, right?
Yeah.
Where's parachutes on that? Because that comes down fast.
Well, that
And
was
it's
a
water
test run. That's
fast.
what that was.
It's like if people were on that, man, it'd just hurt them.
Yeah, they'll probably get hurt. Okay.
don't think NASA
Let's
cares.
carry on.
Yeah. It's not really happening, is it? There's no people on them things. They'd probably just chuck them out in a plane.
Yeah.
The average everyday layman are not exactly members of the scientific community. After high school, other than what we hear on the news, most of us don't think about science at all. And if we do, it's usually some caricature of it. Doctors in lab coats with test tubes, cloning farm animals, and putting some hair in a DNA decoding machine to figure out who the murderer was. Most of us have forgotten most of what we learned in school about the history and philosophy of science. Everything we hear in the media remotely tangential to science is needlessly dramatized, over-sensationalized, and egregiously politicized. Forget about scientists trying to expand human knowledge and understanding, attempting to answer the fundamental questions about the nature of our universe. No. It's all about profit or promoting some agenda. In the minds of the masses, science is inseparable from politics.
Okay, there's just so much wrong there.
I thought he said physics was maths yesterday.
Yes, you did. Where do I start? Oh man. Okay. I don't think he knows what science is.
No.
Well, not by that debacle.
And what has the media got to do with science anyway?
I mean, you guys might want to defend him, like, but is as dishonest as McToon and Fight the Flat Earth. It is as bad, in my opinion.
Well, the more I'm looking at this now, I'm kind of thinking he is just playing a game. Because what I'm seeing here, it is just, so far, I haven't really seen anything positive shown for the Flat Earth.
No, he's certainly cherry pick stuff so far.
He's trying to make Flat Earth look ridiculous.
About 14 minutes in or something. And so far, everything's been cherry picked. And it's seven odd hours.
I mean, I can give the guy the benefit of the doubt, but I mean, you would think after 14 minutes in, about you would at least have one positive thing to have already have said about the Flat Earth. But so far, it's literally all just total misrepresentations, trying to play Flat Earthers as some kind of over-the-top conspiratorial freaks.
That's why I asked him yesterday. I said, who was behind this? You can't tell me that he did this all himself. I want to know who was picking these clips for him. You can't tell me he went and cherry-picked all these clips himself to put together in what I'm still going to call an 8-hour attempt at damage control.
I agree.
Completely.
Every conversation we see on any remotely contentious science-adjacent topic always has a quote-unquote expert on both sides, giving the appearance of a debate that's evenly split right down the middle. Now, naturally, what you should believe...
And I'll tell you what else I noticed from watching that. Like, you guys might not have
that
seen
subject
it,
is
like,
determined not by the evidence, but rather by your political affiliation. A world where the truth is decided democratically.
Oh, there we go. Now the mouse working. What the hell? Look at that there.
You guys might not have noticed it while you were talking to him, but he evaded every question that were.
Oh, we did notice. We even said that. We said that.
Definitely. I mean, I didn't ask him much, but the one thing I did ask him completely, or talk to him about, he completely cut me off before I said Satan, and said, yeah, but I know that, but this, So yeah, he didn't want to hear it.
He didn't. He had a hard time deflecting or doing anything when I hit him with that basic question.
Yeah.
That right there was just like blah. What? That was beautiful, man.
It was a good 25 seconds, I say. He was silent for a good 25 seconds. Got me. It felt like it anyway.
Okay, go on. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna. Is there any specific parts people would like us to watch? Because so far, I'm not really. Oh, there's Sov.
Sov's happy with you. Yeah.
Oh
no. Ripping a bong.
Probably.
He's got that conveniently by accident at the 420.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Dude,
420. 420 mark. Yeah. That was by mistake as well, of course.
Oh, it's
How
got
long ago
Q&A.
did this come? How long has this been out? This video?
2
2
days.
days.
I'm sorry.
A
2
few
days.
days. Yeah, at
Oh,
least it
cool.
looks like it gets interesting when it is there.
It's
Wow,
interesting.
it's got so much to go through.
You think that they're having to try to do some kind of damage control? Did you see the when Flat Earth Dave got on Alex Jones the other day with what's his name? Oh,
Anthony Riley. Oh, you know
No.
what? Look, they're even showing Anthony Riley with the equilateral triangle. Now I do know he's dishonest.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Mm.
Just by showing Anthony Riley's equilateral triangle, that's what the anti-flat earthers use all the time against him.
Oh,
Because he didn't know
Michael.
what equilateral triangle was,
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
therefore he's dumb.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Wow.
I was just thinking. Yeah, Michael. Do you know? Yeah, Jim Bob there. Do you know who he had as a customer the other week or the other day or something?
Good.
NDT.
Wow.
He did. He had
Yeah.
NDT. Yeah, he had him as a customer. Right. I would have been so tempted to blast him
man.
with a few things.
I know. I really wanted to blast him and call him out and get him to come to the, come step up to the plate to have a debate. And tell him what a
would've been
piece of
ace.
crap he was.
That would have been easy.
It's like, you're just ruining the minds of so many people's lives. It's like, if you think about how much damage that they do more harm than good. Like, if you're, like deliberately getting people away from God and saying that we're all stardust and doing your
Yeah.
nonsense, I mean, it is like, in that respect, pretty dangerous. And like, you're leading so many people astray and just like helping propel this propaganda and like still deceiving the minds of so many people.
There's a part at 2 hours 39 that will probably be a good place to go to. Is they don't understand gravity. It's like right around.
Yeah, okay. I just want to go where I saw you first, and then we'll move on that way.
I think someone said yesterday Sov was it like 139 or something, was it not?
He was twice. He was on here twice though.
Oh right, got it.
It's like there's a lot to go through.
Yeah, man, that's 8 hours. It's damn near 8 hours of a video, man.
I know.
Wow.
How long did that take to upload, right?
Meanwhile, we're looking at Kid and Play at 40 years old.
Okay, let's look at this way. Where is the curve? We want to start. We can do that. They don't understand scale and perspective. I would love to see that. Okay, let's rather go there. Let's go there. They don't understand scale and perspective.
Are really just symptoms.
Okay. Because obviously he doesn't know what science is, so we don't even need to worry about. We just literally heard what's going on there. But they don't understand perspective and scale. Okay.
Of the same 4 fundamental flaws.
I find that very ironic with a globe head.
Here's a map of ancient Egypt.
One minute.
I've inserted 2 sticks.
One minute. How far in video is this?
This is 17 minutes.
So is all this video attacking Flat Earth? Because like he claimed he weren't doing that.
Yeah, so far that's what I see. The whole 8 hours is
was
literally
taking
just
an outsider's argument against Flat Earth, not his own. But like 8 hours.
You know what?
If it's 8 hours of attacking Flat Earth, then that's.
You know what I think he
opinion.
should do? You know, I think he should do if he's honest though. He should
Yeah.
do this again now on the other side.
Yeah.
Now actually interview flat earthers or something and show the globers like he did now. How's that?
They would have a hard time doing that. Like if you got in front of some really good flat earthers, then they would just make them look stupid. So they want to probably try to use as many silly things as they can. I don't think they're going to have a fair argument.
Well, think about it this way, Jim. We got so much stuff of dumb, idiotic things the globers say. We can do a 24-hour video if I wanted to. It'll make this 8-hour video look like cheap chump change.
Yeah.
Well,
but we honest. We don't need to do that.
I'm with Sovme. This is a defense video.
Yeah.
I think so too. The more I'm taking it, definitely.
They are getting absolutely desperate at the upper echelons. This is why we've seen an increase in blast off and Starlink and all these rockets, and then things like this. And we're seeing, it's an increase. I'm seeing a pattern that tells me they're desperate.
And it also seems too like it's getting a lot of popularity, like with Alex Jones and Flat Earth Dave and Eddie Bravo the other day. That was
That's
like
right.
Alex Jones, like second, like top most viewed interviews. And then now with like Stu Peters, like I think he's controlled, but like with him and coming on board, and it seems that like it's almost going to become like mainstream, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do with this.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to go to Fast 42 minutes quickly. He says, can you please get a bunch of calm ocean pictures from Google and debunk his stupid compression claim? Should be interesting. 4 hours 42. Wow. We might have to do a stream where we just have people giving timestamps where they want to go through.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
Do you have a description of that video in the link?
4 hours 22.
What's the name of this
Companies
video
of all
called? Sorry.
Sizes use BigQuery to uncover new insights from their data, like cost savings.
Flatlined, exposing what flat earthers really believe.
Okay.
Okay, your model is incorrect. Let's see.
Phenomena is invalid in some way, perhaps demonstrating how our observations conflict with what the model predicts, not by simply responding with nuh-uh.
The answer is simply no. No, it has never happened, and it never will happen.
Well, we have confirmed that mass attracts mass.
No, you haven't.
You keep on. This is so semantical. It's insane.
MC Toon was making an important and valuable distinction here.
Okay, no, I do say.
Sorry,
sorry, Veritas, you were lying to us last night, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that just took away all your freaking credibility. It doesn't Veritas mean truth?
Yeah. But how come they always know Toon? Or they always put Toon's website?
But think about it. I was giving him the benefit of the doubt, but what I'm seeing now tonight, especially now, we go to a point now where McToon asked something, Whitsett answered, and McToon says something. He says, let me defend what McToon was saying. Literally, Veritas, no, mass does not attract mass, just like we spoke about last night. That's why when we brought up Cavendish, it was me trying to tell you that.
Well, does the irony escape anybody here that somebody whose name of their channel, Veritas, literally means truth is a freaking liar? What?
Wow.
That's insane.
Okay, but let's carry on. No, mass does not attract mass. McToon knows this too, by the way.
I've never witnessed that ever in my 58 years on this earth. I have never witnessed two objects being drawn to one another without something pushing them or pulling them together. Nothing.
No.
Doesn't McToon look like a Roblox kind of character?
Minecraft.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow. No way. That's Whitsett without a beard. He looks so different.
But look at McToon. He looks like wow. Dude, he's literally a block.
He looks like a block. He does.
Lego.
He looks more like a thumb than Joe Rogan.
Okay, but let's go on.
And Whitsett once again dismisses it entirely as merely being semantics. But the only one playing word games here is the flat earther. What he's questioning is if, how, and when gravity has been observed or demonstrated. And in its purest, most succinct form, gravity can be described as mass attracting mass. This isn't semantics. It's being clear and precise with language.
No, that's literally semantics. That is semantics by definition.
Hi.
This guy clean lied to you.
Meaning of words is semantics. By definition, that's exactly what it is.
Yep.
You know, Veritas clean lied to you yesterday. His intentions.
And he already gave us the
Explain why.
conclusion. Already gave us the conclusion to his video. He read it
But I
out
find
to
that
us.
very
didn't
ironic, though. He's trying to claim Witsit saying, claiming semantics, where McToon is just defining the words, literally means semantics.
Mm-hmm.
So how is Witsit wrong? May I ask? The one who made a claim is McToon saying mass attracts mass.
Mm-hmm.
So McToon is in the wrong here because he's got the burden of proof. He's got to prove that mass attracts mass. Not Witsit's wrong because he's calling out semantics, which he literally is, because he's trying to define words. Wow, okay.
Language and terminology.
I'm asking you very simply, bro. In the history of mankind, has anyone recreated an experiment where an object, due to its mass, has caused another object to revolve around it?
Yeah, in a
Don't you
1-to-1
think
scale, we do
over
that all the time.
centuries- When does an object revolve around another one due to gravity? Please
The
enlighten
moon.
me. Can it be recreated in a controlled experiment on Earth?
It doesn't need to be. We can.
Ooh,
Yeah, it does.
can it be created?
doesn't.
No, it doesn't need to be.
Wow.
Right on, Toonie dude.
Doesn't need to be. I
So
thought
then it's not science. Well done, McToon. So not shown to be true.
observable, testable, and repeatable.
That's all they can do, though. They have to point to something in reality and claim that's proving them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like they can't demonstrate it. So, like, you'll get Craig with like, that's a picture of gravity right there. And Phil Bell, what do you think that black stuff is? You know,
Well, then we
can't
can just
demonstrate
give this to McToon because McToon's a Christian.
Shit.
When God stopped the sun and moon from moving, where was mass attracting mass then?
fucking Toon's not a Christian.
Toon's as much of a Christian as I am a Chinaman.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll literally show my ass on YouTube tomorrow if you can prove he's a Christian.
He's far from a Christian. He might put that
He
down
says-
on
he
paper.
says he is.
He might put that down on paper, but he does not practice being a Christian.
That's that wolf dwelling with the lamb right there. baby.
Yeah, it is right there, man. Definitely.
Right. Absolutely, man.
Just observe
It
it.
doesn't need to be. That's
You
the
can just
problem
observe
here.
it. And
So we just believe it.
And satellites do it all the time too.
So it isn't odd that this experiment can't be recreated, but you know it to be definitive because of your self-imposed metrics of the heliocentric.
It's not
You don't see
myself.
logical fallacy?
It's an observation, right?
What Witsit is blatantly attempting here is to confine the discussion of a complicated topic such as gravity to his extremely rigid and arbitrary boundaries.
No.
Arbitrary boundaries?
What?
I mean, the scientific method being
What?
the boundaries? Really?
Well, the
Wow.
thing that Toon was claiming.
Wow.
Toon is claiming gravity. He's claiming mass attracts mass. So Witsit is asking to provide evidence for it.
Yeah.
So can you demonstrate it, in other words? McToon says no, he can't. He doesn't need to. So McToon is the one that's wrong here, not Witsit. This is exactly why we said last night with his bias. Remember we said last night he's got a biased world view? Yeah.
Very biased.
This is you showing bias.
You see, somebody misspoke when they said that. They must have had a lisp because, as far as I can understand, it comes down to math attracts math.
Yeah.
Okay. It's, and they misunderstood that.
Yeah.
Math attracts ass.
Absolutely.
The only thing you need to keep in mind is this. The angle of the dangle is directly proportional to the heat of the meat times the mass of the ass. Okay?
Dangle the dangle.
Yeah, this is an over 18 stream now. Thanks, Solve.
It's geometry, man.
It's geometry.
There's, of course, so many ways to observe or demonstrate what he's talking about, but he, of course, ignores all of that and demand observations and demonstrations that conform to his unreasonable standard of evidence.
False. Where has he given one demonstration for what he claimed? He just said, look at the sky. That's all he said. He made more claims upon claims. He never gave any demonstrations for anything. Since when is it wrong for a person to say, listen, you make a claim, back it up?
It's always been wrong.
Rather than discuss something well established, controlled, reproduced, and
You know how Bernoulli's principle works, Mr. V? Do you understand that that's not in a vacuum for a reason? Oh, wow.
understood, like the Cavendish experiment, an actual scientific experiment measuring the...
No. I also called him out last night saying this isn't a scientific experiment. Remember?
Look at them numbers. Nice numbers.
Do you guys see an issue here with this rod? Why is it leaning? Odd how it's leaning towards. Yeah. Odd how the two how can I put this, wooden rods are leaning towards the so-called heavy mass. How does unbalanced forces work again? If I got something leaning towards something, doesn't it tend to move that way?
Yep.
Under tension?
It gives it a bias, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's called a gimmick. It's called a magic trick. A con.
A parlor trick.
Parlor trick. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for.
Flats, is it you that stopped on that? Is it you that stopped on that display? Or was it
33.
him? Yeah.
Yeah, guys. It's the Mason. Not the Mason.
Yeah. In that Cavendish experiment there, nothing should move because mass of Earth would be attracting it.
Yeah, it should pull it all down, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing. They say it's because of Earth pulling it down, and it can only go the other way, the right-hand rule. So that's why it goes that way.
No, that don't
But
make
remember I called FTFE out with Mount Everest?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why is the gas not attracting? Because Mount Everest is part of Earth's mass, correct?
Yeah.
Why is there no gas attracted to Mount Everest?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that affect planes too? If they're flying around the mountain, they'd be drawn to the mountain. It would pull
Everything would be
into the
attracted to Mount Everest for some weird reason because it's Earth's mass.
Everything's attracted to everything would be attracted to everything in some way.
Maybe I should look and see if the people that live in my area are wider than the people that live in other areas, because I'm right in a valley between two mountain ranges, right?
What it boils down to is my tallywhack in my belly.
Yeah, let's carry on.
The attraction of two masses in a lab, the fundamental concept being discussed here, he instead imposes the inane requirement that we need to reproduce orbits in a lab on Earth, something that, for all intents and purposes, is impossible to do.
It's impossible.
Impossible to do. So, in other words, made a claim that it's real. You can't demonstrate it to be real. So, because it's not demonstratable, therefore you're being dishonest. No, that just means your claim then is invalid. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
It's that non-science. Yeah.
Right.
Flat Earth debatosphere for many years now, and talks specifically about gravity all the time. I want to be generous here, but I'm not really sure which is the more generous interpretation. That he's actually too stupid to understand the very basic equations related to gravity after years of...
So, yeah, again, Veritas, you proved once again you lied last night. Well done.
You should change your name to you should change your name to liar, not Veritas. You're really misrepresenting that word.
Yeah, Veritas.
I want him to come back on your show, dude. I want him to come back and explain himself. Man up.
I agree. I mean, I even sent him a message saying thank you for coming on. Yeah. But now watching this, I do think, sorry, I did give him the benefit of the doubt, but wow.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna come back.
No, he made excuses not to come and talk again. So I told him I'd like to talk to him one-on-one even, and he was already saying, "Oh, it's a waste of time."
Just watch my show. Yeah.
That's the guy from yesterday.
He does what Aiden does. At least with him, he wasn't like Aiden, playing temper tantrum like a little child. So at least I can give that to
He wasn't triggered, right? He didn't get that triggered. Yeah.
Because Aiden, wow, that guy was like Aiden Matson.
It was triggered though. Did you not?
And he got so demolished by us. He doesn't even try and talk about it to anybody. That's why they only push Witsit thing.
Yeah.
Because with Witsit, he could at least get some kind of talk out. But if they have to show everybody that he was on our show before then, and they saw the stuff he was talking with us about, the guy would be.
That Veritas guy were extremely triggered. I'm watching him writhing around in his chair.
He was triggered, but he
his
wasn't.
face and holding his head and stretching his t-shirt.
No, but he wasn't like Adas Matt and just ad-homing the whole time and insulting. You know what I mean?
No, but you don't have to swear or be nasty.
So that's why I said at least with that, I'd say yeah, it was fine. But it was still a good discussion. I was glad he came on.
He couldn't answer me about the gravity at all. He just completely froze up and just tried to change topic as fast as he could. Just like, I'm not here to debate this. I'm not here to debate this. Wait and say you were. Dude.
Don't make videos then. If you don't want to debate it, don't make videos.
Yeah. Don't get in the arena if you don't want to debate it. Yeah.
But wow. Hectic stuff. Anyway, you do know we guys got a poll going, flat or globe. 128 votes. 66% say flat, 28% say globe, 5% say none. Ooh, very interesting. We got 100 people watching and only 42 likes. Can you guys please hit those like buttons? Really, really do appreciate it. If you haven't hit the like yet, do so.
Smash that like button.
I always forget.
I actually said it just for Michael because I'm used to
always
Michael
forget.
saying it. Yeah. Oh man.
How bad is that? But if I forget, you're all forgetting, so click likes. Come on.
Oh, wow. Okay. Any closing statements, guys? Oof.
Yeah.
This guy definitely is wanting smoke.
Sorry, Dave.
This guy is definitely wanting smoke. He went to a lot of effort to get it. As far as I'm concerned, there's a lot here for all of us to be able to unpack. I think I'm going to cover some of this shit tonight, too. Let's let it be known how Veritas misrepresents Veritas. Okay? That's what needs to be shown out here. Absolutely 100%. He wanted the smoke. He's going to get it.
Smoke.
Well, I think we can do a nice. But you see, that's I'm happy he actually came on and chatted last night because we're able to take some of those things that he said last night and then show it in contrast on some of the things he said on his own 8-hour not attack on flat Earth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I was going to say.
I just don't know when we're going to get time to. I don't know when we're going to get time to watch that 8-hour thing, and I don't think I'll have the energy to because I'm going to get too.
Do you know something? It's so long you could just pick a random spot in it and probably take it from there. Do you know what I mean? You could probably just go to any time part and just take it from there and say, you're wrong there. He's being an idiot there. You know what I mean? He's just saying the same thing probably all the way through. Ad homs and strawmen.
Yeah. I was going to say thanks for all the material, dude. We got plenty to work with.
Yeah.
Shit, there's dozen shows involved with this for everybody. Christ, and he was so nice to put the little chapters in there so we can just go, oh, let's see what kind of bullshit he had to say about this topic. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Crazy. Okay, so Sov, you gonna shout out your show?
Yeah, man. Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind on the YouTube channel, also on Rumble. I'm SSUM369, and I'm definitely going to be going live tonight. at 9:35 Eastern time. Whatever that is, calculate it out for wherever you're at. I think it's 12 hours for Flatzoid.
About 4 in the morning for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. This whole thing's a big confusing mess. This whole realm we're in. But in any case, I'm gonna cover over some of this shit too, because I'm finding this kind of entertaining. This is like going up against a Glober on Facebook back in like 2017. It's like, really, that's what you're putting out, really? All this shit that's just been smashed apart left and right, and all in an attempt at what? You spent the time alone to make an 8-hour video to what end? To what end?
No.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, at Toon and probably all other have all helped him with that, I think. All of them.
Guys.
I definitely think they were part of this. They had to be.
Oh God, yeah. There ain't no way in hell you can tell me that this dude put all that shit together himself, cherry picked all that bullshit by himself. This guy's being run by somebody. This guy's he's the front man behind a bigger thing.
You've hit nail on head, I'm telling you, Dave.
Without a doubt, bro. Hey Joe, how you doing, man?
Hey Joe, what's up, man? Oh yeah, and Mike, PJ, you got any show going on or?
Yeah, possibly morning coffee if I have one, which I probably will. Yeah, it'll be 8 a.m. GMT. Don't know what that is.
Jaren's on the scoreboard. He's going to Antarctica, guys.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard that. He's going to bring Austin with him.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well.
Let's check. Let's see what Will Duffy has to say about this.
Right.
This is a very exciting update as the Flat Earth side is finally on the scoreboard. How did this happen? Well, it's all thanks to Jaren Campanella of Jarenism. And how did he get on the scoreboard? Pretty simple. He interviewed me yesterday on his channel to talk about.
I wonder if he told Jaren about the jab.
Can't go.
No. They did. Hold on, wait. They did cover that, and it's not required.
Oh,
it's not required.
Huh. It's not required.
But it says in the paper, it's the first thing that stands there, though.
Yeah, so he did state that. Duffy did state that last night that is not, because that is one of the questions that was asked. So yeah, that's not a requirement.
That's odd.
Yeah. So yeah, it's I feel better, that if Jaren goes and takes Witsit with him, hell yeah,
Yeah, rather let them spend time with that group. I don't want to spend time with that
group. Jaren said even, for any reason, he said me in a tent with McKeegan is like, I can't think of a worse nightmare for a week. I can't do it. No, that's not happening. So yeah, and I was just looking over on Veritas's video page here, and that this is way out of characteristic for his average videos. His average videos, I think the biggest one I found so far is about 3.5 to maybe 4 hour one on here from 6 months ago.
Yeah,
I mean,
most of
this was a heavy duty effort involved.
Yeah, his 9-hour videos or something is if he streams and plays games and stuff.
Yeah, that's very suspect. Very, very suspect.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
Let's see.
Can I be a dick?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
I want to know what's wrong with people who are flat earthers getting involved with this entire thing whatsoever. Jaren Witsit, what are you doing getting involved with it? That's what I want to know.
I think
they're giving them
him
fuel for the fire, dude. Fuel for the
Well,
fire.
I think they're
thing-
talking into it.
I can smell it.
They should be able to see the sun come up behind them.
I can smell
They
it.
should be able to see
Netflix abortion.
behind them.
That's what I can smell. And flat earthers are going to be having to argue with this shit for another 5 years after. That's what I can smell coming.
We're not going to get anywhere with it. That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Just like we had to debate. Thanks, Bob, for God knows how many years. We'll be debating thanks, Witsit and Jaren.
Yep.
They want the truth, is what they say. That's what Jaren kept going on about. I want the truth. I want the truth. So he's going to
Well,
go.
we already know the truth, so why do we have to go freeze our balls off to see
Why
it?
do we have to go?
And then what's that going to prove down there? Like, what's the main reason behind them going?
You see, the issue is the globe needs it. We can, as a flat Earth, have it both ways. So it's actually just nonsensical to go because it doesn't matter what it shows them. For the globe, they can only have it one way.
Right.
And even if it only shows that way, it still doesn't disprove a flat Earth. But if it doesn't show the other way, it disproves a globe. So
This is going to just sow division, dude.
yeah, that's exactly my point. I think it's trying to separate the flat Earth even further.
Yeah.
It's another mockumentary on the go.
It's funny how the two people that's been in contention with a lot of flat earthers over the last few months are the ones who are going.
So,
that
yeah.
worries me, big time.
Well, we'll
see
how
what
it
happens.
plays out.
If it still happens, by the way, that's not going to say it's even going to happen.
No, because it could get canceled easily. And then what happens is if they cancel the trip, you're responsible for any kind of expenses that are incurred because of that. So they got something up their fucking sleeve. I'm serious, man.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. It's not legit.
I see this as like a Trojan horse kind of scenario.
As soon as I found out McToon was involved with it, red flags with trumpet fanfare went off.
Yep.
It's like as soon as you hear anything got to do with McToon, you don't even want to stick a pole close to it.
No. No, not a
When
bit.
Duffy said, yeah, I got someone like that. Yeah, his name's MC2.
That in its then is what worries me though. Like you've all said, I did touch bit to me badge pole, but yeah, Witsit and Jaren are willing to. That worries
Well,
me.
like I said, they got talked into it probably because they're seeing now, they're feeling, how can you put it, being put on a spot because no flat earthers wanting to take this up. Nobody wants to go. Look, we've got 5 flat globers and no flat earthers. You guys are all just, you don't want for truth. So I think they kind of got peer pressured into it.
That's the problem.
Well, the ones that said they want to go aren't necessarily going. Craig said he wanted to go. He can't go. He's not going to go. McToon said he would go, but he's not going.
Isn't McToon going anymore?
Well, where's he getting the money from?
Thought that guy was paying for him.
No, that guy's only playing for one FE and one
so he's
global.
not paying for 3 anymore. Okay. But yeah, where are they going to get the money? I mean, that's a lot of cash.
I mean, that's was my understanding of it. That he
Well,
was going to.
McToon probably has the money because he's always
he's got
bragging
10
that he's got 10 grand for this and 10 grand for that. So he's obviously got enough.
That's what I was about to say. He's got that thing but I don't know what it is. I haven't even looked at it. But yeah,
I mean,
It's always got 5 grand to chuck about. Someone's always got 10 grand. If you ask me, they're all in it together.
Roger, I know you keep trying to talk, but I think you're kind of robotic again. It's kind of like a how can I explain it? A very electrical sound.
And I'll tell you what, I could think of a lot better things to put 35.
Yeah.
I can think of a lot better things to do than to put with that kind of money.
Yeah,
just to benefit. I mean, come on, even in a church type setting like that. I mean, what would you do with that money?
A lot. There's a lot of other things.
So that somebody gets a trip, or do you spend it so that you can help the needy and the poor, as Jesus said?
Well, let's put it this way: if you take it on a Christian worldview, this whole thing was started on deceiving. Okay, so that alone, me as a Christian would say, sorry, I want nothing to do part of it. Because you started the whole thing up with deception, you lied to your audience. What gives you validity to want me to actually take part in this thing?
Yeah,
I can't think of a thing, but I think this is just a big publicity stunt for his church and him and his books. So he's going to make money off
There's
of it
nothing.
somehow or another.
I even get a very uneasy feeling about it in my spirit because it's just there's huge red flags about everything going on.
Well, I guess that's kind of how we all got here too, right? It's kind of like following that voice in your like the spirit, and like trying to be able to have discernment between like somebody who's trying.
Sounds like a Dalek.
It was Jim
Yeah,
Bob, like a robot.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna say night.
Night.
You guys must have a
Good
good
night,
evening
Flat.
further. Thanks all for coming. Really, really appreciate it. I'll see you guys all tomorrow night for another special epic stream. Do know we're definitely not going to watch 8 hours of this guy. If you want to watch it, the link is there. Go watch, cut out some parts you want to. If you want special requests to watch certain times, just let me know and we can do that.
Everybody do some homework and fetch Flatzoid some links for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
More than happy if you guys want something addressed, just let me know and we can address it for you.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely not going to go through the whole 8-hour nonsense bullshit because.
Well, if you want to
waste.
see it get, a little bit more destroyed, then go to Sobs. Go to Sobs when
Yeah.
he's on. He's got to tackle it. So why not?
Yeah, Sov's going to stream the whole 8 hours. He says. So.
Yeah, he's got to do the whole lot in one sitting, guys. In one sitting.
Put it on that super fast speed, man, like Rachel did with her video.
Wow.
I couldn't watch it, man. I could not. It was like, holy
on.
shit! Why did you speed that up like that?
You can't hear what the hell's going on.
No, I wasn't
That's
even
probably
interested.
a
I lost
tactic.
interest.
That's a tactic.
Yeah.
Because she's talking crap.
Yeah, I just went. As soon as I saw what it was, I got about halfway into it. It's not very long. Got about halfway into it, and I was, oh yeah, he's using 2D orthographic geometry to describe perspective. Retard. Next, go to the next thing that I on my
But it
list.
shows you Rachel doesn't understand the argument again.
Mm-mm.
Everything she's trying to argue, she doesn't understand it.
Mm-mm.
Hey, Flatzoid, do you have like a Telegram or anything, or is there a way that you guys communicate, or is it you just get on live and stream?
We usually use like Element.
Okay.
Do you guys? Can we send him the link quickly in the private
Yeah,
chat? Then he can.
just a
Hey,
second.
Discord, what's up? And then he can
Hey guys.
go through it. But I definitely have to go now.
Okay.
Appreciate everybody. They're going to send you the link in the private chat, and then you can just click on there. And
Yeah.
otherwise, Discord as well. You can also get hold of me on there. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all chat on
I'm
Element.
getting the link for you.
What
Yeah,
for Element? Yeah. I was going to get it, but if you're getting it, so
Yeah. Thank you guys all for coming. Many